Welcome to HIT, Hollywood International Talks, a series of conversations that take place around the globe with international film industry players who influence the filmmaking process, from film commissioners, producers and distributors to film festival directors and filmmakers. All brought to you by The Film Verdict, the premium international film review platform for the industry.
Hi, this is Eric Mika, the founder and president and publisher of The Film Verdict. I'm taking over the Showcast podcast this week, introducing a new podcast called HIT, which is Hollywood International Talks. And we're attending the AFCI Film Commissioners Conference. In our last real podcast of the day, I have a gentleman with me, Tristan Albrecht. There we go. Perfect. Who is not as young as his film commissioner, the film commission that just launched a year ago. Tristan, you're sort of our mystery guest here today. So why don't you give me a little bit of a background? You're a year old. The film commission is a year old. Where, what, how? What are the challenges of the film commission in Valais?
Bonjour Eric, merci beaucoup pour l'accueil. So I'm gonna keep going in English and try my best.
Non, marche bien en français, c'est très bien.
On continue comme ça. Alors. I would say that, yeah, as you said, the Film Commission is very young. It's a year and a half now. So it's something that we've been working for 10 years. Really, we don't have, as I said before offline, that we don't have an industry in my country. So it was very hard to show that there is an interest to have a film commission, not only for culture or cinema or audiovisual aspects, but also because it helps economy, and especially in my state, we have a lot of tourism. It's very good for that. So, but we took a long time to explain, and we still do have to convince sometimes that the cinema is art, but it's also an industry. How did I start in that? I really started right at the beginning because I'm working, and I'm still working as a producer, documentary producer, and I was getting a lot of requests from outside the country or from other state of my country for permits, authorization, location, whatever. And we had to answer to all those questions. And after a while, we say together with my fellow producers that we needed to do something about that. So we saw that all around the world for many, many years, there were film commission, what we call film commission. We didn't know that. And we studied the case, and we saw that they had incentive, cash rebates, tax credit, things like that. So we learned about it, and we understood that we needed to work with the state to find a solution that was more rational. So we started to work with the state. They understood after a while. It took 5 years to understand that. But once they understood, we were able to build that film commission. But it took about, I would say, 10 years to build it.
And you're the gentleman who initiated this. So this was your cross to bear, as they say, to push this idea forward.
Yeah, I guess I'm not the only one. Of course, we work with other producers. We have also association in Valais for film, so we work together. But yeah, I was very much involved into this. It was not my cross to bear, I would say, but it was a challenge. Yeah.
What was the greatest challenge in this process? I'm sort of going to lead you on a little bit. Was it really to emphasize the economic development that the film industry can bring to Valais?
Yes, I think that was the real point. Trying to go through the cultural aspects or cinema or art is not going to work. So we understood very quickly that we had to work together with economy and make them understand the impact that cinema and audiovisual has on the economy and tourism. Because we know, in my state, we ski. We have a lot of tourists coming in to visit, to go around and take advantage of the landscapes we have. We have Le Cervin, that you probably know under the name of Matterhorn. or Toblerone, the chocolate maybe that you tasted. So we have a lot of places to go and visit. So it was something that we had to explain, that through the movie you can also, promote a territory. And once they understood that, it was okay. But it was a great challenge to get to that point.
That's interesting. It's actually rather unique, but because you're in between France and Switzerland, Italy, all have this great film industry and film commissioners, and yet I guess in Val it was just dependent upon really tourism and the skiing culture, which I guess took precedent, right, until a filmmaker like yourself came about.
Yes and no. I would say, yeah, we were very little. We're in the middle of Europe, but we have France, as you say, Italy. They have a big industry. They have a history of cinema that we don't. But the chance that we have is that we have nothing, so we can really build everything from nothing. So now, as a film commissioner, I'm very free. I'm free really to build, to think, and I can also count on the experience of others, mistakes and good things. So I really learn by coming here in these places, like here in Los Angeles. It's really for me to learn and see what's good, what's maybe not so good, and we could change or make better. And that's the good thing to be the newbie,
Right. Well, actually, I think you're probably the youngest and the newest film commission here. We recently had someone that we spoke to that was celebrating next year 75 years, and so it's great to have. Exactly.
Moab. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's kind of cool to have you here as well. A little bit of a personal question: How did you get involved in film and documentary film? Where did your life begin in this career?
I study law. I have a master in law, so I was working as a lawyer before, and but I never wanted to be a lawyer. So I quickly shift to cinema. I really wanted to do that and learn how it works. So I just worked on production in Geneva, in French and Swiss production, and learned the job this way. And then I wanted to live. I had a family, so I didn't want to live in the city. I went back to my state. It's more, I think you say rural. Yeah. So I went back there and I started, filming documentary because, first of all, documentary is not so expensive, easier to produce. And I really liked actually the format. I really like it. It's like discovering the world in another way. And I kept doing that for 15 years. So it's really how I got into movies. But I never quit the law. I still practice.
So in the last year, and of course, as you said, the positive thing really, and it's only positive, is that you can innovate and create your own path as a film commissioner. What are your first goals and what are you looking at achieving within the next, let's say, 2 years?
Okay, the first thing for us is to have a good service. And try to work on the infrastructure that we don't have, work on the database that we're still working on, locations and, services, crews, whatever. We have a lot to do because we don't have much. So we are really trying to work on that because this is what makes everything work after that. Once we have that, as I said before, it's really education. We want to give the opportunity for young people, and not so young, why not, to, be able to come as trainees on the production, on the set, and be able to learn. And for the young people to be able to stay in the state if they want to stay and work in the state, or go out if they want, but have the choice that maybe as a young guy I didn't have. So I had to go out and work outside because I didn't have enough job inside. So really that's the main goal. And then of course it's it's a way to show my country. I really love my territory. I really love my state. It's a beautiful place to live in, and it's a way to show it to the world. We're very small, Switzerland is, most of the time people, just think that I'm coming from Sweden, so they don't even know. They don't, they mix between. I understand that, but that's a way to show the country outside of Europe as well.
This year, the film festivals that you have attended, are you going to Locarno, for example, and other European film festivals, letting the filmmakers know what you're doing?
Yeah, I think this year, cette année c'est la folie. I would say that this year I'm going everywhere, actually. I've been to Sundance. I've been to Berlin. I'm going to go to Cannes. And I have a very close relationship with Locarno. We work together. I know very much, very, very well those people. So we work together. I'm trying to find a way to have something during the AFM in November here. So I'm really working here with the consulate as well and Swiss tourism here in the US to try to have a House of Valais here. But really we're trying to, promote the place as much as we can now. Yeah.
To galvanize it. We actually have a nice relationship with Locarno as well, the Film Verdict. And last year, we're not much older than you. The Film Verdict was created about a year and a half ago, and yeah, we're young. And Locarno was very nice to us, and we did our daily film festival issues there, and so hopefully we'll see you there as well. Well, this podcast goes out to really the international film community, not just the American Hollywood. Even though we're sitting here in Los Angeles, a lot of our listeners are in France and Switzerland, in Italy, Germany, and so forth, which is our major audiences. What's the one message that you would want to tell our listeners who are B2B? They're filmmakers, distributors, producers, and executives.
Yeah, well, really, the message is always the same: is come to shoot in our territory. That's the first thing I would say. We have a lot to offer. A lot of people are telling me, yeah, it's cool. Switzerland is very cool, but it's very expensive as well. So it's true. It's expensive. As I travel a lot, I see that all the other places are expensive as well. But come to us. We are a very small country. It's very easy to go to one point to another to find material, to find things, to find solution. And in my state, we are a rural state, so we are very simple. If you need something, we don't have an industry. So we want to make it happen. We want to fix it. If you have a problem, we can find a way. Everything is simple. So maybe, yes, we are a little bit expensive, but you will gain time, and time is money. So maybe that way,
Are you finding that your national filmmakers are paying attention to your state now?
Yeah. Well, there is a lot of shooting, and in my state, a lot of films are coming. Production company are coming because of the location. It's nice, it's beautiful, so they want to shoot there. What is good now is that we see, because everything is centralized, so we see exactly who is coming and how they're coming, what they're spending, and it's very important for us to see that. Also, for our politics to show that it's worth to have that commission. But yeah, they're very interested about what's going on. We have a lot of requests. I cannot deny that. We have a lot of requests coming from Switzerland, and we want to have more requests coming from the outside as well. And that's why I promote mostly outside of Switzerland.
Well, Tristan, we know we have a real busy schedule this week in Los Angeles, so we thank you so much for your time. And I have a funny feeling that we're going to be seeing a lot of you at these at Cannes and Locarno and other places. So we hope to have you back on the show, and you can tell us about the progress in the films that are showing up in Valais.
Cool.
So thank you very much, and have a great week here in Los Angeles.
Merci beaucoup. Vous aussi.
Merci à vous.